Are you looking for a program to start a business, grow an existing one, or manage your personal finances? Your search starts right here. Join Mukonke Mukonkela from Inside Partners Africa every Tuesdays at 0720 hours on the Dalama Insights Business Show, a program that gives you the best and most practical, actionable insights.
It is a good morning and welcome to another enlightening episode of Andalama Insights Business Show. I'm your host, Leslie Nyangwen. Today, we're looking at a crucial aspect of personal finance, and of course, that is the connection between lifestyle choices and financial planning. Joining me, as always, from Inside Partners Africa is Mukonke Mkonkela. It is a good morning, Mukonke, and welcome to the show.
Good morning, Leslie. How are you doing today?
Very well, and how are you?
I'm good. How's the sound? Is it okay?
You need to move a bit closer to the mic.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Okay. All right. Yes, Mukonke. Today, let's start by understanding what we mean when we talk about lifestyle and its impact on financial decisions.
Thank you, Leslie. So, when we speak about lifestyle, we are simply referring to how we live our life, the decisions we make about our life. And this starts to become very clear in terms of how it affects our finances, especially when we leave our parents' houses. Because when we're with our parents, when we are younger, our financial needs are being taken care of by our parents. But as we move to adulthood, we start making our own decisions, and it is those decisions that shape the kind of lifestyle we end up having. And so today's program really is just to look at the decisions that we make that impact the kind of lifestyle we create for ourselves and how that affects our personal finance management and how it affects our ability to, build some wealth or reserve that we can utilize even when we reach retirement. Yeah.
Okay. Now, when and how do these lifestyle choices begin to shape our financial journey?
Basically, it's when we are adults, Leslie. So when you are a child, your parents were in charge of making decisions for you. But as you grow older, you make decisions of wanting, maybe getting married. You make decisions of pursuing higher education. You might have the basic education. Now you want maybe to pursue a PhD, a master's. You could make decisions of where you want to live. Should I live in this location or that location? What kind of car should I be driving? These decisions have an impact on your personal finance. So it's when you are an adult, you are living on your own, that you will get to see these decisions on your personal finances. Yes, Leslie.
Okay. That's interesting indeed. Now, our lifestyles influence the way we spend, save, and invest. But how do these aspects connect to our lifestyle?
All right. So let me give you an example of how a lifestyle can affect your expenditure and even how it can even affect how much money you save. So let's say you started work and you're able to get a salary that is enough to get you a vehicle. The decision you make on what kind of car to buy will affect the rest of your expenses. You have a choice between buying a Hilux with an engine capacity of maybe 4.8. I don't know if we have such engine capacities, Leslie, with 4.8, or a Corolla with maybe 1.2 or 1.8 engine capacity. That decision will affect how you spend your money because the gas that you put or the fuel that you put in a bigger car, a Hilux, is more than what you would need for a smaller car. So as a result, the decision for you to buy a bigger car will impact your expenditure. And that might also affect, how you save and how you invest your money. So that is one kind of decision or a decision that impacts your lifestyle that also affects your expenditure and your ability to save and invest. So that is an example, Leslie.
So
Mm.
it's not just about the
Mhm.
numbers; it's also about the way we live our lives. But how does a modest lifestyle positively impact financial planning?
Yeah, so you can, if we look at lifestyle, it's actually a behavior. Or if you look at financial management, even rather than a lifestyle, if you look at financial management, it comes to your basic things like your personal ethics, your beliefs, and even your behavior and how you are actually brought up. So it's also very important to realize that these factors impact how you plan for your personal financial management or even how you make financial decisions. And so we have those that have been brought up modestly, where they're not extravagant. They've their parents did a really good job in terms of instilling, the habits of saving money, ensuring that they are able to spend that money well on what they really need and not on things that are extravagant. And so a modest lifestyle is good because that is the best route for you if you want to attain financial freedom. You want to ensure that you are able to spend money for what is really essential and what is needed, and not for wants or things that are really extravagant, because that is just going to make it harder for you to achieve financial freedom. And when we talk about financial freedom, we are not really talking about you becoming wealthy or becoming rich. It's about living a comfortable life without depending on other people, being a burden on other people. And so if you live a modest lifestyle, that will enable you to attain that goal. Yes.
And conversely, how can an extravagant lifestyle affect financial planning?
So for those that live extravagant lifestyles, it's a big burden. First off, when you are fortunate maybe to increase your income through an increased salary, majority of people that live extravagant lifestyles also increase their expenditure. You see a situation where somebody has been promoted, and because of that promotion, they also increase maybe their household expenditure. They buy a different vehicle that they could not, they think they can afford but can't really afford. But it's all because of some extra income has come in, and they feel like they can afford these bigger extravagant things without really understanding the impact on their long-term goals, and them getting the ability for them to sustain that lifestyle even after maybe they leave employment or they retire. Is that a sustainable lifestyle or not? And this is not to say that as you are making money you can live a good life. The reason why we want to make money is so that we can have good lives. But at the same time, as we make these decisions, we need to understand whether we have the ability right now to afford what we want to pursue without it affecting our attainment of our life goals, like building a better house, saving money for school fees or university fees for our children, and maybe ensuring that your health is well taken care of when you retire. And so we need to balance our lifestyle with our financial goals, so that if and also think of the long term and not just the short term. I like to say that your children are not a retirement plan. It's long ago we used to look at our children as if I take one child to school, they might later on come and take care of me. That's many of our parents used to think that. I believe, Leslie, now the children are thinking of a nuclear family where it's me, my wife, and my kids. And yes, my father, my dad, my parents took me to school, but then yes, I can take care of them. But many young people now, it's not really the core. It's I feel like there's a shift in terms of that willingness to take care of your parents because they took care of you. And so even as we plan our finances, those of us that are middle age, we need to look at our children not as a retirement package, but rather as a blessing from God. And if they decide to take care of us, that is good. But then we should be able to plan our finances so that we have sufficient assets or resources to take care of ourselves even upon retirement, so we don't become a burden on our children. And that is not to say our children cannot take care of us. They can, but it should not be an obligation to them. Yeah.
It's good financial freedom in a way. It's difficult. It's because that's the new life now. It's nuclear. It's you,
Yes,
madam, 2 children, 3 children, and that's it.
that's true.
Yeah, and people are now having 2 or 3, so you don't have a lot of children to look after you in case anything goes wrong. Anyway, we'll take a break. We'll be right back.
You are still listening to the Dalama Insights Business Show, brought to you by Insight Partners Africa. Leave your comment or question on Mukonki's YouTube channel. The Dalama Insights, turning your challenges into actionable insights.
And welcome back to the Ndalama Insights Business Show. We are uncovering the connection between lifestyle and financial planning with Mukonke Mukonkela from Insight Partners Africa. Konke, changing one's lifestyle can have both positive and negative impacts. How does it affect financial planning?
It affects financial planning depending on what decisions you take. So if, like I said, you are fortunate, you've managed to get extra sources of income, maybe you found a good side hustle or job that you do that is giving you extra income other than your regular, income from your full-time job, or you're fortunate you've been promoted, your salary has doubled. That most of the times goes with a lifestyle change as well. Now, if you are clear with your financial goals, what we are trying to encourage or suggest is that you still maintain the same lifestyle you had until you are certain that you've got enough resources to take care of all your financial goals. I've been speaking about financial goals on this program for a long time, and each person has got different goals that they want to attain depending on your personal, lifestyle that you've created for yourself. And so others actually do a better job with the increased salary. They still maintain the current lifestyle. Others even do a better one by even downgrading. As some people still drive a very small car even when they earn very good money. And Leslie, I don't know if you've heard people like to say. In fact, there are some wealthy Americans, like let me say Warren Buffett. I've heard that he still lives in the very house that he bought when he was young before he became a billionaire. So it's not a mansion. Americans are known for buying huge mansions, but Warren Buffett is still living in a small house that he bought even when he was struggling. It was still, not very rich, but moderately, whatever. So he still lives in that house. Many people ask him, and he still eats McDonald's, by the way. He doesn't go to extravagant restaurants. So there's a debate to say why does he not buy a mansion like every billionaire, or why doesn't he eat in these extravagant restaurants? Is it just to try to cheat us that he's trying to be modest? Not really. I mean, it all goes back to your behavior. Maybe that is even what made him rich. It's because of the kind of lifestyle that he wants to live. And for me, you don't need to please anybody. Nobody needs to know that you've got money because you're living this extravagant lifestyle. Majority of people that show extravagancy actually are stuck in debt. They're trapped in debt, and they can't afford the things that they want to show us that they have. And so we need to be very careful for some of us that want to attain or build a safety net and live modest lives. So we really need to be careful. Yes.
Definitely. Well, now, so it's basically about adjusting our financial goals to basically fit our lifestyle changes.
Yeah.
But why is it important to consider lifestyle when creating a financial plan?
It's important, Leslie, because a financial plan is simply a plan of your goals translated into numbers. And so the kind of lifestyle you live. Let me also give an example. Recently I heard of women that are struggling because they find themselves, I think maybe even the men, they find themselves in these committees for weddings, for kitchen parties, for chilanga murilos. And because maybe they know that Mukonki is always on the Ndalama inside, she sounds like she's got a lot of money. So let's put her in this committee for women or for aunties, and we are going to be contributing a 2,000 kwacha for the wedding. And then imagine you are in 10 committees. So the question is, what should you do? That is also part of the kind of lifestyle you've created. First of all, for you to find yourself in 10 committees, you must have very good friends, a lot of friends that you hang out with. And so think, is this going to help me attain my overall financial goals? I know for some people they would say, no, but you're being stingy. Wakasoyo. No, I mean, if you understand the path you are taking, and if you know that you need to achieve certain goals in the long term, you need to start making decisions. This is a discussion I recently had with a certain lady during a workshop that we were having recently, and it really got me thinking, which is why actually I'm having this discussion today. I felt like many of us find ourselves in lifestyle situations where maybe we didn't even know how we crept into our space, and all of a sudden we have to have a budget for chilangamlilo for that one, chilangamlilo for this one, and maybe you don't even have a wedding yourself, and you don't even know if you're ever going to have one. When are they going to contribute for your wedding? Sorry, Leslie. So make the decision.
Definitely. It's a lot of money at the end of the day, actually, all these contributions and so on and so forth. It
Yes.
is quite a lot of money. And I've always said if you're going to be getting married, I'm thinking that you should already have this money.
It should not be an emergency. There's all these events that we have, they are very good events, especially for networking, hanging out with friends, but they should not be emergencies. I need to plan for your wedding, so you need to tell me at least a few months ahead. Don't wake me up one day saying the next 2 weeks we need to have this chilangam lido for this person, and you're in the committee.
That's the problem. All right. Now, Mukonke,
Yeah.
as we're about to wrap up, but before we go, why is aligning lifestyle with financial goals so crucial?
It's crucial because I like the examples I've given, kinds of groups you find yourself in. Are you under pressure to contribute money to events that you might not be able to afford, but because you've people have a perception about you thinking that you've got a lot of money? Oh, he works for ZNBC, he's reading the news, he's got money, just call him. And maybe you don't even have the money, and they put you under pressure, so you've created a lifestyle or a perception of a lifestyle which you can't even afford. So that is why the kind of lifestyle you're living, if you're modest, people need to know you for being modest. You should not be embarrassed about what kind of lifestyle you're living. And if you are modest, but you know you've got money, you're not indebted, you stand a better chance. Unlike that person who's extravagant and showing off, upon retirement, they'll have no money. You will continue living your modest life, and without stress. And that is what we are trying to achieve.
Financial freedom. That's definitely what we're trying to achieve at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Konke, thank you very much for coming to the show.
Thank you so much, and good morning to everybody online. There's Bevan, Mainga, Davis, Chibuye. Thank you so much for joining this morning.
Right. And to our listeners, thank you for tuning into the Ndalama Insights Business Show. Remember, every choice you make impacts your financial journey. So until next time, stay financially savvy.
You have been listening to Ndalama Insights Business Show.